small it still is.
Okay.
So
We
still
might
only
need
getting.
to- We might
Sorry?
need to talk because we get 60 odd just from Melbourne in our local competition.
So that's which one's that?
The Eltham Amateur Winemakers Guild.
So I think that's another thing is you've got in Australia, and I don't know if you see this, Hamish. You've got your winemakers, you've got your homebrewers, and then you have everyone else, and then they don't necessarily talk to each other. And
No, not really. So we need to fix that.
Exactly. So I guess there's a bit of cross promotion with Eltham Show and Australian brewing competition, that sort of stuff. That can help push that, and then as long as we point out, this one's this type of judging, and this one's this type of judging, and this is what you're going to get back, and this is how we can help you push your meads better. Then it's definitely a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, it
Cool.
sounds like it.
We will talk.
Yeah, to say, because Hamish, you're kind of doing the same thing down Melbourne way, and I'd venture to wonder, who is you guys or your alter egos in the mead world up in, what is it, Victoria? That's north. Is that the next state north of you?
No, that's New South Wales.
New South Wales. Thank you.
Which would be Joel and Sean, wouldn't it?
No, Steve.
Steve. Yeah.
I was getting
Sean's in
confused.
Perth. Yeah. That's okay.
It's okay.
I called Sean Joel earlier today because I was typing two different things. I was like, "Oops, sorry."
There's definitely plenty of homebrew clubs in Melbourne that I'd be a part of. Merry Mash is to be one of them. They're awesome. So, and going to the homebrew conferences is fantastic. You meet all these people, and they've always got mead on at the homebrew conference. So I actually met Steve Parr last year, from the American Homebrewers Association. He was over here for that, and they're looking at helping the Australian Homebrewers Associations obviously become bigger, the same way the association is massive over in the US.
Oh my God, yeah. There's the homebrewing conference is going on right now, I think, actually. And
CBC's on at the moment with the Craft Brewers Conference.
Yeah, Craft Brewers Conference is in June. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's what. I mean, you guys should definitely pull on some of the people who are the brain trust behind those events, because those things I've been trying to go for 3 years and they always fall like right when I'm in the middle of something else and can't. Plus, they're hideously expensive, like ridiculously hideously expensive. You got to really want to go, I mean, it's like I can do a whole week in Denver for 2 different events, and everything will cost me less than just buying my tickets for the AHA. And,
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, and it's like I spend like $1,500 ish to be in Boulder for a whole week for the AMMA conference, and then the Mazer Cup, and like your tickets cost that for the American Homebrewer Conference. It's like, okay then.
Yeah, I definitely want to get over to the US sometime and do all those conferences and stuff.
You should. You
that'd
should
be amazing.
Come to the Mazer Cup next year, Sean. It'll be fun.
I'll try.
Ask Hamish. It's a blast.
It is awesome, mate. You just like.
Well, if you want to see a real Australian drinking, then yeah, no problems.
Yeah, well, they already saw Hamish, so they're ready.
Oh, yeah, you know what he was saying, though.
Yes, I do know what he was saying. So they've got an idea, because Hamish managed to stand up under a fair amount. So
No, yeah. It's on. It's on. Yeah. I think I might have to come. If
you might have to come back just to show him up.
Yeah.
Sounds like it might be painful night.
All right, AJ, I'll bring the movie camera and we'll get video.
Oh dear God.
We can sit on the sidelines and just sip at ours and watch them.
Definitely do homebrew events. They're definitely awesome fun. That's why I have an extra battery for my phone. You never know when I'm going to need it.
Yeah. Yeah, we had. Hamish made a lot of friends. It didn't hurt that he brought 6 samples of Australian honey, and literally was like all weekend had people sitting down in groups at clusters of tables tasting his honeys. It was amazing. He even got Amina Harris, who is head of the Honey and Pollination Center at UC Davis, which is, the holy grail of winemaking. And she also owns a honey company. I don't know, Hamish, I'm sure she told you that, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. But
she didn't need to tell me that. We've interviewed her enough.
You're right. Yes, that's true. But so she's, so he got her, and I mean, pretty much everybody who was anybody, and then got himself interviewed by the mead makers, and I got my shirt. So yeah. I saw Tyson and Alan this weekend at the East Coast meetup because they're the ones that put that on, and I was like, you gave Hamish a shirt and you didn't give me one?
Aww.
I feel terrible. You don't love me. And they're like, here's the box. Pick your shirt.
Now go away.
Oh, it was so funny. Tyson got pretty lit. He was having a really good time, and he's a very happy guy when he's had a few. And it was like I kept telling Alan we needed to, because he kind of looks a little bit like Ryan Reynolds. So I told Alan we needed to stuff him in a Deadpool suit and turn him loose.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was so funny.
I'm just picturing that.
I know, right? Because doesn't he look a little bit like Ryan Reynolds? I mean,
I think he would in a Deadpool suit.
He would totally in a Deadpool suit, yeah. Oh, Tony says now he has to come to the Mazer Cup next year. He wants to see an Aussie drinking competition. It's a challenge.
It's not a competition, it's a fact of life.
It's actually like just daily.
The Aussie mead drinking competition, 2018.
You don't want to see a competition.
Oh no!
No competitions. I did that in my youth. I'm saying that I'm only 30.
Are a problem.
Well, we could get
Just
3 or 4
don't start
Aussies, and y'all could share it around a little bit, and then it wouldn't be quite so painful,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a big guy too, so I could probably. I'm like double Hamish probably, so I could probably put it away a fair bit more.
Yeah, probably.
I try not to do that because I have a liver that works. So.
Well, there's a lot of people that do liver training for the couple weeks before the Mazer Cup. That you have to condition your
Really?
liver so you survive the weekend.
Man,
Yeah,
I
it
went
sounds
on
like
eating almost cold turkey.
So in other words, you were trained up already.
Not me, no. I'm a light drinker at these things. I drink like a glass of mead, a glass of water, glass of mead, glass of water. So yeah, no, I'm really careful.
You don't have Sergio.
No, Sergio stays up in Jersey, so I don't see him too much.
I'm pretty sure Sergio took it on as a challenge to get me drunk. I'm pretty certain.
Silly man.
Wouldn't be surprised.
It took me 2 days to notice he was trying, but
Well, had I realized that there was a challenge to be had, I would have sicked half a dozen people on you, and that would have been really amusing. Y'all see if you can get Hamish drunk. That would have been fun.
Oh God.
You just think it was American hospitality.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we're really friendly people over here, It's
yeah.
I don't think Australians are ever going to turn down alcohol.
Nah, that's what I hear.
Free alcohol, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, free alcohol's
And
even tastes better.
just so long as everybody else understands that Foster's is not actually beer. But, that's a whole nother
or Australian.
Or Australian, yeah, exactly.
And Australian.
You can drink it if you like. Just
No, thank you. I don't like it. I think it's yeah. That's
yeah,
like
because you're a smart woman.
the way that I understand it. That's kind of Budweiser, just not here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the few times I've tasted it, it tasted pretty much like Budweiser or Miller or any of those big tasteless beers that don't taste like anything.
the massive lagers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I don't drink beer, but I also don't know a single person who's ever, I remember, at least in the last 25 years, ever seen with a Foster's can in their hand. So
I've never had one.
Yeah, but boy,
I've had
to
I've
see
had a
the
can of the Busch.
commercials, y'all are drinking, wine with hoppers on the label and lots and lots and lots of Fosters.
Worst wine ever.
I know, right?
that's,
And
We do
the
make
commercial
wine.
wasn't
That's
much
the
better.
sad thing.
that's not
They're
entirely
actually
true. It's not the
having us
worst
put
wine
out.
ever.
Okay, not entirely true. For me, yeah.
Y'all haven't had $3 Chuck, have you? So yeah,
There is worse. But
there is worse. Yeah,
For such a big commercial place, they could do better. Yeah.
yeah.
We get the high quality box wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, there are
Great.
high-quality wines that are boxing up here because packaging is cheaper and people buy it. They like it. You can take that to the beach. You can't take a bottle of wine
And-
to the beach.
Sean, what's box wine?
It's in
You
a
know,
box
goon bag.
inside of a Mylar
Oh, you
bag.
get a goon
box
bag.
wine.
That's better.
Cask wine.
Yeah. Now,
The goon
okay.
bags, yeah.
No, it's a goon bag.
Yeah, a goon bag. Oh, okay. Did you see the squishy wines that I got? I brought them to one of the parties.
Oh, yeah, I did.
AJ
actually.
saw them, yeah, and they were really good.
I
They
saw them. I don't think I actually tried them, though.
Yeah, I drank some, and then the rest of them just disappeared. But yeah, that was Michael Jordan gave those to me, and they were in squishy bags, and it was like that's really cool. So,
And we'll never survive the trip home. Let's
yeah,
drink
that was
that
the
now.
other thing too. There's no way in hell they would have made it home without getting squished completely. So I figured we might as well drink them. But you know,
You guys don't do boxed wine with the bag inside?
oh, we totally do. Yeah, we've had those for decades now. But for the longest
Yeah, it's just
time, they
that
were
it's-
shitty wine. You know.
Yeah, that's the cheap, shitty wine,
Yeah,
usually.
now-
But
Although, do you
there's-
put them on clotheslines and spin them around for Goon of Fortune?
No, we don't. But that's a great idea. Goon of Fortune. I like it. Goon wine. Why do you call it goon wine?
I don't know how the slang came, but it's just called goon bags because they take the bag out of the box and just drink it from the bag.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we usually leave it in the box. At least the people that I've seen drinking it. So, but now it's really funny though. It's really funny now because you know how it used to be that screw top wine was always cheapy, really
it
cheap
used to
wine.
be cheap, and now it's getting trendy.
And now, well,
That's
it's
the
not.
opposite here in Australia.
But it's not cheap anymore. I mean, it's not the cheap wine. It's still reasonably inexpensive, but because of the cork shortages, some really nice wineries with really good wines have gone to screw tops and box wines because it's what they can sell and still keep their profit margins. You know.
Personally,
I know that-
I like screw tops on my wine because I don't drink it that fast.
Yeah, same
And,
here. I'm
you
totally
never know
okay
whether
with
you're
that.
going to be able to get that cork back in or whether you're going to have to go find a taster cork.
Well,
know
more
it's
than I would say a third of the time, the darn corks crumble anyway because cork problems. You know.
We definitely have a lot of screw top wines here in WA. It's the easiest, and it's probably the actually easiest thing to purchase. But the suppliers actually is supplying. That's all they're really supplying, nothing else.
That comes from us being screwed by the French some years ago.
Oh, really?
We were the Australian wine industry was picking up, and we were exporting a lot, and they got a bit upset that we were exporting pretty damn good wine to Europe, and so they bought up all the cork, all of it, and we had to buy second grade cork that damaged our wine product and really hampered the industry a lot. So the entire industry made a ruling overnight they weren't going to use cork anymore. And so basically the wine industry in Australia only uses screw caps, except for some of the really fancy high-end stuff. But for the most part, all corks have been abandoned so that we can't be damaged by anyone over in Europe buying up all the Spanish cork again.
And I'll take an Aussie wine over a French wine any day of the week. I'm sorry,
Now
like
that you
Aussie
mention
wines.
it, the unmentionable with the roux on it. The last time I had that, it was actually a synthetic cork. So
Yeah. Oh,
yes,
yeah.
they do that as well. Yeah.
Noma Cork, which is one of the biggest synthetic cork manufacturers, is literally like 5 minutes from my house. And I go by there. I've actually been in the building, and they have a giant plexiglass container that's like 10 feet on its side and about 20 feet tall, and it's full of corks. And I go in there and I go, ooh, I could sneak in here when it's late and take all of those. I'd never need another cork ever again. Yeah. Could floor my entire house in corks if I wanted to. But
Done.
there's a lot of really decent wines, meads, ciders, and whatnot coming with crown caps and screw tops and in bags. And so quality is not, packaging is not indicative of quality anymore.
That's correct. Yeah.
I read about a place. There's a place doing it in wine in kegs. I think it's in New York,
Really?
but it's just a better way to get it. They can get it cheaper from the Napa Valley in kegs.
Yeah, makes
They
sense.
do it
that
WA
makes
as well.
sense too.
Well,
Because glass is friggin' heavy and it's easy to break, so
and
it makes
it's
a lot of
subject-
sense to be shipping in large quantities, especially if you're going to be pouring it from that.
Well, and if you think about it, too, a keg is a whole lot less susceptible to vagaries of temperature as it's going across country. Especially if it's in the hot months.
Makes sense.
You know, so...
We have